Hi everybody, welcome to Dandelion Cottage and Marvelous Monday. I'm Leslie Watkins. So I hope everybody's having a good Monday so far. I'm just checking my settings here to make sure that this is working properly. And that looks pretty good. So I have been having some work done in my studio. So it's been a little bit chaotic here, and I've also been going through a lot of old stuff and trying to, empty boxes and clear away things that I don't need anymore. And I came across a few things that I thought I would share with you today. I'm hoping that Sandra's going to be on because a week or two ago I had mentioned, or actually I was doing one of my demonstrations, and she made the comment, have you ever thought about doing postage stamps? And I actually have done some postage stamps, and I found them over the weekend and a few other odds and ends, kind of an eclectic mix. And I thought you might be interested in seeing some of the things that I've done in the past. So these were just things that I found in boxes, so I'm just going to go through them quickly. One of these days what I'd like to do is get all of my old illustrations and artwork up onto my website so that anybody could see them, but I just haven't found the time to do that. But let's look at a couple of things here. This is a little book plate that I did for my local library, and it just features the mountain that we have here in town. This is called Haystack Mountain, and this fellow is sitting underneath this kind of a viney arch with his dog, and he's reading a book. I have some postcards from various exhibitions and classes that I was holding. So here's an example of a little hummingbird painting that I did. This is the postcard. This isn't actually the painting. I sold the painting, so I don't have that any longer. But that was done in watercolor. This is a gift bag that I did for a company called Shackman. And I'm just looking to see, there's a date on here. So this is 1990, B. Shackman and Company, when I used to live in New York. And we made a series of these little gift bags with this rose design on the sides, and they came in various sizes. And then I found my floral gift box book. Uh-oh. We have Sophia Maria running around in the background. Like I said, everything is all crazy here today, so excuse the sound effects. So this is a little book that was published by Dover Publishing, and it was a box book. And you can see on the inside, you could cut these things out and assemble them. Later, these books became very popular, and they made them so that they had perforated edges, and you could actually just push them out of the pages. But these are scored, but they're not cut out. And I went through the oh, Sophia's really having a time. So this is spring, this is summer, and then we continue, and we've got autumn and winter, and then a couple more. So this is a kind of a Florentine design, and this design was based on my mother's garden at the time. So I just took some of the flowers from her garden and used them to illustrate. So sorry about all the background noises today. Like I said, it's very chaotic here today. And here's a poster that has a bouquet of wildflowers that grow in New England. So we've got some forget-me-nots and the Jack in the Pulpit, Dutchman breeches. This is a the lady slipper. I can't remember its botanical name offhand. And then this is I think it's called a frangipangi. But I'm not going to go into a long video today. I just wanted to show you these few things that I found, and especially the stamps. And I'm going to zoom you in for this, and I hope Sandra is with us today. Let me take a peek and see if she's here by any chance. No, but hopefully she'll tune in later. So when I was in art school, I went to school at the Art Students League, and I put myself through school by doing illustration. And I got a job with an international philatelic association to do some stamps. And so these larger sheets, like this one, let me get these organized. So this is called a souvenir sheet, and this is something that that they would print for collectors. So there is a stamp in here, but all of this other surrounding design is just for decoration. These stamps were done for Uganda in Africa and for the world, to commemorate the World Health Organization. And so you can see these, get these on the screen. You can see these pictures of the doctors working with the people. So I think you can get a pretty good look at that. And this, let me see if I can remember. This says something. It says this was a stamp commemorating the Declaration of Alma Ata, and I don't really remember what that was, but it was a big conference auditorium in Europe someplace. This really takes me back. So there we go. My favorite one was this one, because this stamp depicts a surgeon working on somebody with lantern light because they didn't have electricity. Okay, so those are the Ugandan stamps. Then I have these stamps that I did for the Maldives, and the Maldives are some islands off the coast of Africa, I believe, and they have a number of, oh, these are the same. Okay, there we go. So they have some trees there that grow food. So here are the mangoes, and then this is a breadfruit tree, and they also do fishing. So let's see if I can read what that says on there. It says yellowtail tuna and coconut palm. I think I get you in a little bit closer. So there are those stamps. And by the way, I just want to make clear that when you design and paint stamps, you do them much larger, and then they're reduced in the printing process. So I did not paint these this tiny. The original paintings were, I'm going to say about 5 by 7. And then, of course, they're reduced to whatever size it is that you need for the stamps. And then finally, one other set of stamps that I did for Lesotho, which is a country in Africa. And let me, oh, that's in a different envelope. Hang on a moment, let me find that envelope. Here's the souvenir sheet, and these are meerkats, which are these wonderful very amusing animals that live in the sand in Lesotho, in the kind of arid regions. And then I also have a series of other animals from Lesotho. So here we have, this is the yellow mongoose. All right, so he's very cute. And here is the genet, and he's got a little spotted mouse in his mouth. And this is a if I remember correctly, I think it's in the cat family, and it sports some wonderful spots and a striped tail. So a really fun looking animal. These are the rock hyraxes, and these are they look sort of like prairie dogs or marmots, but actually they have 3 toes and they're related to elephants. So really wild looking animal there. And then here is a honey badger, and there's also a little bird here, and I'm trying to remember that bird's name. It's honey something. Honey guide. I think the bird is called a honey guide, and that bird will find the badger and tell the badger where the honeycomb is, and the badger will follow the bird and then dig up the hive. And I think that the bees that they're after are underground, and he'll dig it up and get to the honey, and then the little honey guide bird can get in there and have some honey as well. So those are my stamps that I've designed. So let's just put them out so you can see them all together. It's time I put these in a actual stamp album so that they don't get moisture on them. There it is. Okay, so so that's all I have for you today. But I did want to mention one other thing, and that is that I am working on a new workshop for people who are interested in learning to do watercolor sketches. And so here's an example of a little sketch. So this was actually a oil painting that I did in Vermont. And what I did was I did a little watercolor sketch based on my oil painting, and then I mounted this onto a card base. And here's another one with a bouquet of roses. And so what I'm thinking of doing is presenting a workshop on how to do watercolor sketches, and putting together a kit that you can take out of doors into the garden, or you just work out of your home looking out a window if you like. And so I'm going to be announcing that very soon, and the way I do that is through my newsletter called Notes from Dandelion Cottage. And if you're not on my mailing list, please get on the mailing list, subscribe to Notes from Dandelion Cottage, and you will be able to be notified of the workshops that I have coming right up. And there's going to be a lot of watercolor and box making and decoration things coming up, as well as the hardcover journal, which you can use as a sketchbook for your watercolors. So there's a lot of really good things coming right up, and I will be announcing those shortly. So please subscribe to Dandelion Notes from Dandelion Cottage, and then you'll be able to be notified of all of that. It's going to be a hectic week for me this week. I'm not sure what Wednesday is going to look like for Watercolor Wednesday. I'm not sure if there's going to be work going on here in the studio or not. So I'm going to have to play it by ear, but I will be back as soon as I can. And I hope that you stay creative, have a wonderful week, stay well, Stay happy, and I will see you next time.